Let me teach you how to eat. Let me teach you how to eat. How to marinate the meat. Let me teach you how to eat. It's a culinary treat.
Hello everybody, Spike here with some barbecue for you. Today I'm going to give you my mini review and first cook on my new pit barrel cooker. So if you look over here, this is the pit barrel cooker. Pretty simple contraption, supposed to make really good food, so we're going to try it out. It costs about $300 delivered, and it's pretty simple design. It's just a 30-gallon steel barrel, and it has a charcoal basket that sits down in the bottom of the barrel that you can see right here. I got it filled with Kingsford charcoal along with some hickory chunks because I plan to do some baby back ribs on there. So you can see the basket's not filled all the way. It's about 2/3 of the way full. The other third of the briquettes are in the chimney starter. So I'm going to go ahead and get that charcoal fired up. So the way this thing works is we just take this basket of the pre-prepared charcoal and we just stick it down into the bottom of the barrel, and then we're just going to dump the lit charcoal from the chimney onto the top of there. So stop right here for a sec and show you what that looks like next. Alright, well, you can see here I got the charcoal chimney lit up. I'm just putting it inside on this grate inside the pit barrel cooker, just for now, just to get the charcoal lit. So should take about 15 minutes or so, but before those coals are ready to dump in and we're ready to start cooking. One thing I did want to show about this pit barrel cooker, this lid, which fits tightly on the top, I did drop it. It was one of the first things I did after taking it in the box. I took a hold of this unique, horseshoe shaped handle here and slid out of my hand and actually did a little bit of damage to the edge of the thing. I don't know how easy it is to see that, but you can see that the powder coating on the edge there started to come off, and I had to bend this piece of metal back in. You can see the powder coating on the inside of the lid actually began to flake off. Might be a rust spot in the future, I don't know, but I do think you got to be careful if you drop these lids and this thing gets dinged and it doesn't fit tightly to the drum, then you defeated the whole purpose. Another interesting thing about this company, it's a guy in California. Apparently he puts his personal cell phone number on every barrel. You can call him if you have any questions. Haven't needed to yet. The only adjustment on the thing is this little door down here that you can see that you open a certain amount based upon your altitude. And that's it. You just leave it there. So we got ours set pretty low. We're pretty near sea level here. So that's it. We're gonna let these coals heat up, and then we'll come back. All right, back in the kitchen, getting ready to start cooking these ribs. These are baby back ribs from Costco. The thing I like about the Costco baby back ribs is that they do remove the membrane on the back for you, so they are ready to go. You just put rub on, and you're good to go. The rub I use a homemade rub. It's basically a fair amount of brown sugar along with garlic, chili powder, fresh ground pepper, some chopped onion, and some kosher salt. So I have just rubbed these things. They've been sitting here about 20 minutes. We're waiting for our coals on the pit barrel cooker to start up. So next thing we got to do is put in our hooks. So the pit barrel cooker is a hanging cooker. So you hang the meat in there to cook. So the meat hangs on these hooks. So what we're going to do is we're going to go through the fatter end of the ribs, and per the pit barrel cooker instructions on their website, we just want to go to a point where we get that hook that sticks out the top. So we're going to go the second bone in, just pop this through on the bottom side of that second bone. There we go. And then the meat's just going to hang like that from the hooks. And that is it. So here's one. I'm going to do the other one real quick. Again, I'm going to go through the fatter side, and I'm going to go a couple bones down, probably right in there. Pop that through. There we go. Good to go. So we got these ribs ready to go onto the grill in just a few minutes. All right, everybody, we're back again. The coals are ready to go. If you want to come and get a close-up of this thing, coals are fired up and ready to go. So we're going to put them down into the bottom of the pit barrel cooker. You need a good pair of protective gloves for this. I have these barbecue gloves. I've seen better days, but they're still good to go. I'm going to pull this out. We don't need this wire rack anymore, so we're just going to set this aside. And then we're going to pour our coals down into the pit barrel cooker, trying to get a little bit on each side. Good to go. So if you want to come and get a close-up aim down in the barrel, you can see there's coals on top of the other coals and the charcoal, and then it should be ready to cook. You can stop it there. All right, we are ready to put the ribs on. Get them started. So they give you this kind of little hooky thing here to hook these with, and we're just gonna put these slabs in there and just hang them by that hook. That's all there is to it. Again, we're gonna hang this one over here on this side. Only doing 2 racks today. Just me and Amy eating. I'm gonna hang it off that side, and you can see that meat just hanging right in there. After that, we're going to put the lid on, which I left over here. So the lid's going to go on. Fits on there pretty tightly, which is the key for why I talked about that rim not being bent. You need this to go on there nice and snug. And then your airflow is just through the bottom and out these little holes here. You can see the smoke starting to come out. And supposedly that's all you need to do. We're going to come back in 3 hours and check them. All right, everybody, we're back. It's been 3 hours, and haven't touched this thing, did nothing, went inside, looked out here a couple times to make sure the house isn't on fire, but other than that, left it alone for 3 hours. So we're going to check and see how these ribs look. Okay. We're going to use our same hook tool. I'm going to hook these, grab these by the hook, hook them right out of here. Check things out here. Alright, get the other one. Alright, it looks pretty good. Don't know if they're quite done yet. So what we're going to do is we're going to just check to see if the rib ends are starting to poke out. They are starting to poke out a little bit. The ribs themselves are starting to get really soft and pliable. Starting to come apart a little bit, so we're almost ready. I'm going to give these another half hour, and then we're going to come back and check them again. Just put them right back on there. Looks like the fire down there is still going strong. Give them another half hour and come back and check again. All right, we're back again to take a look at these ribs. This time I got my temperature monitor. Take the lid off. Still cooking. Oh, it smells so good. All right. Get one of these off. And what we'll do is try real quick the thickest part here. Oh yeah. Get up to. All right, we are 145. We still got a ways to go in that part. A little better down here. 149. 151, 150. All right, 140. We still got a little bit of time to go on these. So put them back in. Give them another 20 minutes or so. Take a look. All right, we got these ribs off. Finally, took about 4 hours, but they are at temperature. Just checking them with the thermometer again. Yep, 169. Nice and soft. 170 over there. So we're good to go on these things. What we're going to do next is just take some sauce. I like the KC Masterpiece original sauce. Nothing fancy about it. It's kind of a Swedish sauce, but that's what I like the best. We're just gonna give this a little squirt right down. One on here. Use our brush here, give me a little bit of a coating on here. That's really nice. They smell so good. Put a little less on this set over here. All right. And we'll give them a real quick flip here. These hooks make it really easy to handle these racks of ribs. Look at that beautiful brown color on there. Gorgeous. A little bit on the inside. Alright, let's give it a good coating on here. Sauce. So that get something that sticks to your face when you eat them. Alright, good deal. Now we're going to put this back on just for about 10 minutes. No longer than that, and it'll be good to go. Alright everybody, we're back in the kitchen. Ribs are ready to eat. What I like to do is just flip these bad boys over like this, and then just take a big knife and find the spots between the bones and just cut them out like that. Just make one rib at a time. You can see here what I'm talking about. A little bit of smoke ring on there from the hickory. Some nice, a little bit of crust on the outside from the smoking time, and generally a meat that is still adhering to the bone, not falling off. Still have a little bit of snap, but still very, very nice. Oh yeah, that's really good. Time for dinner. All right, you guys, some final thoughts on the pit barrel cooker now that I've done my first rack of ribs. Super easy to use. I think it took us a total of about 4 hours of cook time to get to the level of doneness that I like on my ribs. Probably could have gone a little bit longer, but we were just getting hungry at that point, so we pulled them off, and they were very, very delicious. I do think it's about the simplest grill that I've ever used. Straightforward, just put the charcoal in, put the meat in, close the lid, and come back after a long time. I do recommend if you get one, you buy a thermometer probe just so you can check for doneness. There are a lot of videos on the web with different cooking times for different pieces of meat, whole birds, ribs, briskets, things like that. I wouldn't trust those. I go with a temperature thermometer probe just to make sure you got them right. But if I do cook some more on this, I might come back and do another video. But until then, have a good one and get yourself a pit barrel cooker. Highly recommended.
Let me teach you how to eat. Let me teach you how to eat. How to marinate the meat. Let me teach you how to eat.